granting us permission to do this interview. I have something here now. So your name is James Damiano, and you filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Bob Dylan, right? Is that correct? Now, I read on your website you auditioned for the legendary John Hammond Sr. of CBS. Is this correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Could you tell us how this audition came about, please?
Well, I had read a book, in 1979 I read a book about Bob Dylan, and it mentioned John Hammond Sr., who was responsible for the careers of a lot of artists like Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Aretha Franklin, George Benson, Pete Seeger, Charlie Christian. And so I called CBS and I asked to be put through to his office. And they put me through. And a lady named Mikey Harris answered the phone. Okay. And I told her I was a lyricist. And I asked her if she'd like to hear one lyric. And she said, shoot. So I said, the lyric is, just think how beautiful you'd feel if you knew your love was real.
Great. Very good. Now, Marie has a...
So true.
Nice.
And, you know, I was just telling her these lyrics on the phone, and she liked them.
I like what you wrote. That's really...
Yeah, we got along very well. I was surprised that she stayed on the phone with me for 35 minutes, being she was a very big person. She was John Hammond's only tenured assistant the last 10 years of his career at CBS Records. And it was an important position. She produced Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it goes on from there.
She was an important person in the music business. She was really important.
Yeah, she was very nice. She liked the lyrics, and when we got off the phone, before we got off the phone, she told me that she was there from 9 to 5 and that I should call her anytime I'd like. So I started calling her about, I'd say, 3 times a week and reciting lyrics to her on the phone. And the relationship evolved from there. It evolved into like a
Friendship.
I'm sorry?
Friendship.
Yeah, it was a working friendship.
So then you auditioned for Mr. Hammond, right? Afterwards?
Yeah, I started sending her music cassettes. I was home cassettes. I started sending her music and keeping in contact with her, and I would send her maybe a tape a week. And then after about 8 months, she invited me up to CBS. So I went up and I talked with her. And then I went back home to the shore. I kept on writing songs. And then about another 8 months went by, and she invited me back up to CBS. And I went back up, and she, out of the clear blue sky, asked me if I'd like to audition for John Hammond Sr.
She helped you edit your lyrics or rewrite or?
After the audition, we started working very heavily together. And I'd go to her house, and I'd spend 2-3 weeks at a time, and we would work on songs and material. And she would critique and edit the songs, and that lasted for about 8 years. We did that for about 8 years. And I had people
from 79 to 80.
Well, about 1987, when she wrote me this letter. She wrote me a letter in 1987, and if you'd like to read it, it's